The Krillian war fleet hung in the void like a constellation of death, their crystalline ships refracting starlight into sharp, cutting beams. For 3,000 cycles, they had swept across the galaxy, conquering species after species with mathematical precision. Combat, to the Krillians, was a science predictable, quantifiable, and always won through superior technology and logical strategy. Commander Hazel Chen stood on the bridge of the UHNS Defiance, watching the alien armada approach. Her dark eyes reflected the tactical display, where 30 Krillian dreadnoughts advanced in perfect geometric formation. Against them stood humanity's ragtag defensive line, 12 ships, most of them refitted civilian vessels pressed into military service. "They're hailing us," announced Leo Rodriguez, the communications officer. His hands moved across his console with practiced ease, though Hazel noticed the slight tremor in his fingers. Fear was natural. Ignoring it was human. Put them through. The Krillian commander materialized as a hologram, a being of translucent armor and cold, multifaceted eyes. "Human vessel, your tactical situation is untenable. Surrender, and your species will be integrated into the collective. Resist, and you will be eradicated. We have calculated 17,000 combat scenarios. In 0 instances do you prevail." Hazel smiled, and it was the kind of smile that made Leo glance at her nervously. "That's your first mistake," she said. "You think you can calculate us." The Krillian tilted its head, analyzing her response. "Clarify. Combat isn't just math. It's chaos. It's improvisation. It's a Marine named Sarah who keeps fighting with a broken arm because her squad needs her. It's an engineer who jury-rigs a reactor to explode because, tactically speaking, he shouldn't even be in the fight." Hazel leaned forward. "You've studied warfare. We've lived it. There's a difference." The Krillian's eyes flickered with what might have been confusion. "Your emotional appeals are irrelevant. Initiating combat sequence." The channel closed. "All ships," Hazel commanded, her voice carrying across the fleet channel. "Remember, they fight like machines. We fight like humans. Execute Plan Lazarus, Commander," Leo said quietly. "Plan Lazarus has a 78% casualty projection." "I know." Her jaw tightened. "But 100% chance we'll take them with us. And a 5% chance we survive to tell the story." The Krillian fleet opened fire with devastating precision. Plasma beams lanced through space, each shot calculated to intersect with where their targets would be based on current vectors and velocities. It should have been a massacre. But the human ships didn't follow predictable patterns. The Defiance executed what Leo later described as a controlled tumble, killing engines, firing maneuvering thrusters in seemingly random bursts, spinning through space like a wounded bird. The Krillian targeting systems, optimized for logical opponents, struggled to track the erratic movements. "They're compensating," Leo reported, "adjusting firing solutions for random movement patterns." "Phase 2, Hazel ordered. "Show them what random really means." Across the human fleet, captains began making decisions that no computer would approve. The frigate Marathon flew directly into a debris field, using exploding asteroids as cover and weapons, detonating them with proximity charges in the Krillian's path. The destroyer Indomitable vented its atmosphere to create a temporary smoke screen, then fired torpedoes through its own dissipating air cloud. Leo's console lit up with damage reports and casualty figures, but also with something else: confusion in the Krillian fleet. Their perfect formation was breaking apart, ships pulling back to reassess, their combat algorithms struggling to process opponents who treated their own safety as just another variable to sacrifice. "They're adapting," Hazel muttered, watching 3 Krillian dreadnoughts converge on the Marathon. "Leo, get me Captain Morrison." Morrison's face appeared on screen, bleeding from a gash across his forehead. "Commander, James, I need you to do something insane." He grinned through the blood. "My favorite kind of order. Ram them." The bridge went silent. Even Leo's fingers froze above his console. Morrison's grin widened. "Crew's already in escape pods, Commander. We figured you'd ask. For what it's worth, it's been an honor." The Marathon accelerated, pushing its reactors beyond safety limits, beyond design specifications. beyond anything the Krillians had factored into their 17,000 scenarios. The frigate became a missile, a bullet fired by human desperation and determination. It struck the lead Krillian dreadnought at 40% light speed. The explosion was visible across 3 star systems. 2 more Krillian ships, caught in the cascading detonation of exotic matter reactors, simply ceased to exist. The perfect geometric formation shattered into chaos. "Now!" Hazel shouted. "All ships, full assault." Their scattered hit them while they're trying to recalculate. The human fleet surged forward, not in formation, but in a wild charge that would have horrified any military academy instructor. Ships covered each other not through predetermined patterns, but through instinctly calling out threats. Gunners firing at targets their own captains flagged. Marines boarding damaged Krillian vessels through breaches that shouldn't have been survivable on the Defiance. Hazel watched the battle unfold with a mixture of pride and heartbreak. They were losing ships, they were losing people, but they were winning. The Krillian commander's hologram flickered back into existence, its crystalline form showing cracks. "Impossible. We calculated." "You calculated wrong," Hazel interrupted. "You calculated casualties and odds and tactical advantages. But you never calculated what humans do when we're cornered. We don't surrender. We don't optimize. We bite and claw and drag you into hell with us. This is inefficient," the Krillian said, and for the first time, its voice carried something like emotion. "Fear, perhaps. This is illogical." "Yeah," Leo said quietly from his station. "That's kind of our thing." The remaining Krillian ships began to withdraw, their formation broken, their calculations proven worthless against an enemy who refused to be quantified. Hazel slumped in her command chair, exhausted. Around her, the bridge crew was cheering, crying, embracing. They'd lost 6 ships. Hundreds of crew members wouldn't be coming home, but humanity had won. "Commander," Leo said, pulling up long-range sensors. "The Krillians are broadcasting something across their entire network. What is it?" "A warning about humanity," he read from his screen. "Species designation, human, combat assessment, incalculable, recommended action, avoid." Hazel allowed herself a small, tired smile. "Good. Let the galaxy know we don't fight fair. We don't fight by the rules. And we sure as hell don't surrender." She looked out at the stars, at the burning debris of Krillian ships, at the distant lights of human vessels limping home. They had thought they understood combat. They had been wrong. Humanity's deadliest weapon wasn't technology or firepower. It was the simple, stubborn refusal to be anything other than human.